welcome back to my channel. This is Shaman, and this is the Moonday message. Alright, so the first thing I want to tap into and talk about is time, because these messages keep coming out at different times, and I felt like I needed to have some consistency in when they were coming out so that people who are tuning in weekly could have something that they know is coming out at a specific time every week and they can count on it. And Spirit has been having me open up and do it at different times lately, and I've asked what the reasoning, and they said it is because we are to let go of all timelines, let go of the energy and the perception of time as we've known it, right? So for so long we've known time in like the Gregorian calendar year. We've known time through days of the week, even like the numbers on a clock, and they're saying all of that is shifting. So if you are rising, it's likely that time is changing for you. It's either speeding up or it's slowing down. And for myself and my husband, years ago, this was probably like maybe even like the last 3 or 4 years, we've been playing with time where if we need a little extra time to get someplace, instead of rushing to get there, we're actually slowing down time with intention. If we need to speed up time to make something go a little bit faster, we're able to do that as well. So perhaps you're starting to play with that. When they're reminding me, when I first started to play with time was just before I came into union with my husband. And in that space, I started to see different dimensions with my eyes. So I started to, I remember like walking down a hall and it getting like longer and shorter through my vision, and like holding myself in that moment, asking, first, like the question is, am I losing my mind? What is going on here? And then the answers come and it's like, no, you're not losing your mind. You're breaking free of a system. And so I tapped into that more and more. And by the time my husband and I came into union, we were able to shift and play with time. So perhaps this is happening to you, or like us for the past 3-4 years, you've already been playing with time. Now, moving forward, we were, they said back up a little bit. So we were coming into one timeline, which means we were purging all of the other timelines that were in existence. So these are alternate timelines that were created somewhere along your life path and have been existing in the multiverse. And those timelines have been clearing through the astral space, through dream time. So you may have noticed that in your dreams, there are things that don't quite make sense. There are people from your past that are linking up with people that you know now, and there's no way that they could have known each other. You could be having just a completely different lifestyle in one of those alternative timelines. And we've been clearing timelines for the past 2 years heavily as a collective. And now, moving forward, those of us who have merged into one timeline, we have let go of all of the old timelines that are not needed for our highest and best interest. We now are moving into a space of non-time, a space without time, a space of pure creation, connection with the Creator Divine, being in co-creation with Spirit, and tapping into a space where time really just doesn't exist for us anymore. Now, the hard part about this is that we are still connected with those that are connected to timelines still and are still purging. So it can be a bit tricky going in and out of those timelines with others. And then when it comes to self and whatever you're creating or working on or calling in, dissolving the timeline completely. And they're telling me that a lot of us have been waiting on something to happen, something to shift, abundance to take form in the physical, as we can already feel it in the spiritual. And they're saying the reason it hasn't happened yet is because we haven't let go of our perception of time. So they're asking us, our guides are asking us to really sit with that and feel what it means to not be connected to time. And I feel like this is a very advanced practice, but apparently those of you who have been tuning in are totally ready for this, or they wouldn't have brought it through. So play with that. Play with timelines and time. What I mean by play with it, they're like, give them some examples. What I mean by play with it is, a lot of you I've spoken with in person or over the phone, and we've talked about creating parking spaces. That's something simple. You're going somewhere busy, and before you get there, you're intending that it's going to be easy for you to park. And basically they're telling me what you're doing is getting rid of all of the NPCs. So clearing the space of, the non-player characters and such, so that you can have that parking space when you get there. Now, they're wanting us to open up to even more. So not just playing with the parking spaces, but really starting to create your universe, your what it is that you want to happen for you. So this isn't like tapping into a vision board and connecting with what it is you want and posting it and hoping it comes true. This is far past that. This is connecting into a space where you absolutely know that your thoughts are things, and the things that you think and the things that you say are absolutely going to come true. So you're more mindful of the things that you're thinking. You're more compassionate with others. You either have zero judgment or a lot less, at least, than you used to. And you're in this energy of radiating love and gratitude. And so that brings me to the next thing they're talking about for this, they're like, not just this week, but for, so it's weird because they're like, well, there is no time. So it just is. So for the present, as the present continues to exist. And so they're saying being in that present space and creating whatever it is that you want, and expanding your mind and expanding your heart to be able to fully receive and let go of all of the constructs of the old matrices and systems that we were attached to for so long. Okay, and then with that, what brought us here to this space is in the last couple weeks, there's been so many purging energies coming up through the collective, a lot of density, and it's finally flowing and moving. So it might feel like you're riding some waves still, like things are up and down. And if it does, know that you are, I think most of you that are listening to this anyhow are light workers, but you are a light worker, and part of that riding the waves now is helping the others, bringing into unity and oneness and wholeness with all of our brothers and sisters. Okay, so they want me to go ahead. I did take some notes today. I tapped in and just got some notes the Spirit wanted me to bring through. So if I look down, I'm referring to my notes. But they did want me to start. Okay, so new beginnings. Thank you. The new beginnings, just with the last full moon, we had this illumination of everything that is in the present and everything that doesn't align with the present anymore. And so there was this big purge that happened. And many of us completed a soul cycle that is closing down those timelines, letting go, shifting into a better version of self. Now, with that, we've also gone back into the energy of the inner teen. So a lot of the collective right now is working through their inner teen. What I mean by that is anything that you went through when you were a teenager, all of that energy is coming up now. And actually, it's pretty playful, the energy they're telling me. For most people, it's reigniting the spark within. It's learning more about your authentic self, which makes so much sense because as a preteen into teenage years, that's typically the time, in adolescence where we shift and we learn more about ourselves and who we are and how we operate in the world. And so everyone going back into that energy now it's playful and fun and rebellious and open and free and not tied down, because the energy now of this going back into the inner teen is not of it's not clearing, they're telling me. It's not clearing anything that you may have experienced during your teenagers. Those of you that are tapped into this channeling have already completed that. So there's no clearing or purging that needs to happen in that space. It is tapping into your authentic self. Who are you? Who are you? The way they said that's so funny. What makes you you? What makes you whole? What makes you unique and different? And that's something that teenagers grow through, is figuring out who they are apart from their caretakers, apart from their guides, I'm going to say, or mentors. Who are they within? And that's what they're asking us for now in this present moment, and for the present moments preceding this, is who are you when you are fully in your authentic self? And you can be a variety of different things. It doesn't have to be this cookie cutter box that you fit into and you're just this. So like for self, I'm kind and loving and genuine, but I've also tapped into that dark goddess, that destruction and rebirth and shadow work and all of that energy to help the collective grow. I know this is part of my mission and this is why I'm here. So when I finally have gotten into this space of my own authenticity where I can tap in, and one day I can look like this, the next day I can look like that, and it doesn't matter because I am being my own genuine authentic self. So tap into that for self this week. What makes you authentically you? And without tapping into anything of what other people think of you or will say about you, who are you within? Bring that inner teenage rebel out and let them come into wholeness and be exactly who they are meant to be in this earth realm. All right, we have, I did have a question that came through, so thank you to those of you that have reached out with questions. I had a couple of questions that were reminding me. So one of the first questions that came through, and you can submit your questions through my email or in the comments if you'd like, but one of the questions that came through is, where should we be investing our money? So people are wondering what's going to happen with, will there be a possible crash of the dollar, and what's going to happen with the money situation? And when I tap into that, they're telling me, invest in people, invest in each other, invest in small business. Instead of taking your money and putting it into crypto or jewels or silver or gold. Now you can do that if you feel like you really want to, but they're telling me the best investments are in each other. Because as we help each other grow, that energy returns back to us tenfold. So when you are giving to someone else, that energy from the universe comes back to us in an abundance of energy. It's like they're telling me, like, it really is tenfold. Do something and it will all come back to you. It's thank you. They said correct that. Do for others and it will come back to you. So instead of investing in, charities or these big corporations, find maybe a mom and pop business in your neighborhood, or invest in a small business. So that, and I just read this right before, it's no coincidence, about how so many small businesses sell out to these huge companies that then come in and change the ingredients and are for profit over health. And so take our monies, right, and put it in a small business that's doing for the people, that needs a little extra support. Give that kind of energy out and you're going to get that kind of energy back. So thank you for the person that submitted that question. I thought that was a lovely thing to tap into. Okay, we have 2 more questions they're telling me. I don't think I have them written down. So tell me, Spirit, what were the 2 other questions? For some reason, they slipped my mind right now. Okay, what I heard, what is happening in our bodies? Okay, I do remember, thank you. What is happening in our bodies? A lot of people are feeling a lot of heat in the body. They're feeling different sensations throughout the body, specifically in the joints, and shortness of breath, perhaps irregular heartbeat. And this is all part of the ascension. They're telling me the union codes that are moving through the collective right now are partially why the bodies are experiencing these things. So nothing to fear. They're saying nothing to fear. Continue to breathe fresh air. The more you can get outside, the less you can be under LED lights, the better. And the heat that's moving through the body, it's alchemy, baby. It is alchemy. So know that when you are going through those little heat waves, as they seem, it really is you purging and shifting, not only for self, but for the collective. Okay, and specifically they're telling me for the collective, for those of you listening to this message. So maybe you're out in public and you feel like you have that wave of heat. Know that you are clearing for those around you. It's nothing to fear. It's just something that needs to happen so that we can continue to rise together. Because this ascension, it's not going to happen with, a specific amount of people rising and a specific amount of people staying back. That decision was already made, they're telling me. So those that are still here, still in existence, are rising somehow, some way. So just send love. You can call in your angels and guides to be of support that'll help it move through faster, or send it up to your highest self to be able to clear and purge for you, for those around you. And that's also why we're being called into random spaces and places to connect with people. And that's the other thing, community. Community is coming through so strong right now. So whether this is an online community, whether this is community here on a YouTube channel, or connecting with people in person, it is so important to be around community right now and to call in the people that are not just in your vibration, but that need that little shift for themselves as well. And I've learned in the past few years that, well, one, I've opened up to compassion completely. I've learned to shift out of things that I thought were horrible before and I would have completely judged. I now just send love so that they too can rise out of their shadows that's keeping them in those deep, dark spaces. And because of that, I've welcomed a lot more people into my life, and I realized that no matter where we are on the journey, it's okay for us to still rise together. So perhaps that's for you. Maybe you've been judging a specific group of people, or you've been feeling like you can't connect with, like they're telling me like you're cherry picking the people that you're around, and they're saying allow yourself to be around a variety of people. This is how we rise faster. Okay. One more question, they said. One more question. Okay, so we talked about the bodies. We talked about investments. And there was one more, the elements. Thank you, the elements. Okay, we had another question about how to work with the elements. Now, I'm just starting to get into this as well, so I'm curious of what they're going to bring through also. So I'm just going to open up and let them channel and come through and speak through me. Connect with your element. Connect with your element. You should know which element you are most drawn to. If you are drawn to the fire, start to work with the fire and cultivating it to bring warmth and joy and passion. If you are connected to the waters, anyone who is connected to the waters, work with the waters to bring in flow and can you bring that back, Spirit, please? Sensuality, flow and sensuality, bringing those back into your body. Now, okay, they said we'll go through all the elements and then we'll come back and talk about how. So then the wind is bringing breath back into the body. It's bringing evolution and change throughout the entire realm. So maybe you've heard of the winds of change. This is what they're speaking of. They're talking about coming in and just shifting everything. Wind is actually much faster than water or fire, I'm hearing. And then what else do we have? The land, connecting with the land, with Mama Earth. And this is learning about the things around you. So foraging, connecting with spaces and places where you're going to be able to learn from them. Okay, so I think they're already getting into what to do with them. So with the land, you want us to forage, to learn how to, they're saying create and grow, because just as we plant a seed and we water it and we give it sunlight and love, it will grow. And we need to learn that without, so that we can use it within. So planting those seeds within, nourishing them, giving them the things they need so that they can grow, and not hovering over them, watching them and expecting it to happen faster. Okay, let's go backwards now. So the wind energy is calling in change. Okay, so they're saying get out, connect with the sky, and allow yourself to just, they're showing me like standing out on top of just an elevated space and connecting with the sky, calling in, I'm hearing the sky warriors. Interesting. Calling in the sky warriors to help bring in those winds of change, to shift perspective. Okay, so the wind is to shift perspective and to gain traction in evolution, in the growth. So moving through to those higher realms, use the wind to come into that. Now, you can also, they're showing me like as I'm doing it here, moving the body, opening it up, almost like a tornado or a windstorm, really allowing the body to feel into that looseness of the wind and how it moves. Okay, and then we have water, and water, they're saying go in, go in. Okay, so this makes sense. Water is connected with the sacral and emotions, and go in means go into those emotions, feel through them, whatever is coming up. If you feel like you need to cry, stop holding those tears back, allow yourself to cry. If you feel like you need to laugh and it's an inappropriate time, they're saying laugh and then explain, just have communication. The communication comes with water too. Interesting. I would have never thought that. They're telling me communication comes with water, which I guess the throat chakra is blue, so I could see that resonating. But they're saying communicate, speak your truth. This is how you work with the energy of water. Interesting. Okay, and then we have, remind me the lesson, fire. Okay, and then working with fire. It's cultivating that inner passion and keeping it lit, right? It's that warm, nurturing fire that keeps us going. When we tap out of what we're doing in life, it's because, they'll say like, you got to reignite that inner fire, and it's because that fire's been burned out. There's no more, right? Like there's no more passion for something. So keeping that fire lit. Now, what is going to help keep that fire lit without letting it get out of control? All right, so they're saying actually fire gazing is going to be very good for those of you that work with the element of fire. And they're showing me like this energy of using your hands to cultivate that heat, which, if you rub your palms together, it creates that heat, that inner fire. Okay, and they're telling me too that you can rub your palms together and place it on your solar plexus to reignite that inner fire. So if you feel like you are bored, if you feel like you are not able to tap into your authentic self, if you feel, what was that last one, Spirit, bring it back please. If you feel like you've lost creativity and passion, create some heat in the body. Got it. Create some heat in the body. So this could be working out, running, sweating, getting in a hot yoga class or a sauna, getting that heat moving through the body. Breath work is going to be really good for that. Allow your body to alchemize and reignite those passions and creativity inside of you. Okay, I feel like I'm going to need to go back and listen to that because I didn't catch all of that, but definitely worth tapping into. So thank you to the person that asked about the elements. Okay. So just a couple more things here, notes that I took before I jumped on. Surrender everything. We're in this space now where we don't have to continue caring for the collective. We don't have to continue setting boundaries and doing like the hard work that we've done, most of us have done for the past many years. We can surrender, let it go. If you are worried about something or you feel like something is off, surrender it to a higher power, surrender it to your highest self. Allow your guides and passed on loved ones to come through and help you in these spaces. You do not have to carry it alone. So whatever it is that you're growing through, surrender. Now also with that surrender, they're saying continue to send back, return to sender the energy that is not yours. So I feel like this is specifically with family members. If there are family members that are still trying to tap into your energy, whether they know it or not, send that energy back with so much love that they have to rise in love to be able to reconnect with you. Okay, and then we have, let me just make sure. Okay, We're going to do just a little clearing to clear fear from the collective, because that's what's being alchemized right now anyhow. So I'm just going to do a little extra channeling here to help clear fear. The alchemy. Whew, I can feel it got nice and toasty in here. So we are clearing, we are shifting, let go of the fear. And then the last thing they wanted me to tap into really briefly is the embodiment of the masculine energy. So the masculine has risen, right? And there is this divine dance that's happening now between the masculine and the feminine, and they're saying there's still fear. Thank you. There is still fear that needs to be cleared from the masculine. For the most part, the feminine self feels whole again. It feels like we can drop into the feminine, the nurturing, the compassion, the love, and the masculine is still learning to expand the mind, to open the heart, and to fully surrender. So calling in deep surrender and gratitude, they're telling me, for the masculine. All right, so just one more little channeling here for the masculine within. Deep surrender. You do not need to carry this alone. Free yourself from the burden of having to carry the weight. A message from the inner feminine to the inner masculine. I trust in you. I support you. I am here for you. Together we are whole. Together we are one. In wholeness and unity we rise. Thank you all for tuning in to this Moonday message. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time.